I spent 8 hours analyzing Justin Welsh's $10 million funnel. And the crazy thing I noticed about this is that it's something anyone can do because when you think of a $10 million funnel, you're like, oh my God, that's complex. Okay, I have to do this and that. But, as I went deep into this, I realized that it's something you can use now to start signing clients from LinkedIn. And so in this video, I'm going to be walking you through how you can also copy these into your brand and sign clients from LinkedIn. So the funnel is actually, it's these three words right here: attract, nurture, convert. So what Justin Welsh does is he attracts people into his world, he nurtures them, then he converts them into his world. So let's say you have something you want to sell, right? You have something you created and you're gonna have to deal with my drawing. Not really good, not really cool at drawing, so yeah. You have something for sale. Let's say that's a product or a service you have for sale. And what you want to do really is to create demand for this stuff you have for sale. So you want to create demand for the product or the service you have for sale. And so that's the same thing Justin Welsh did. So you want to think of it, the way you create demand for something is either it's paid or free. And so, in case you're using free, what you want to do is mostly content. So, you create content to attract people into your world. But the thing I see people do wrong about content is they jump on trends. So, okay, video is popping right now. I'm going to choose video. Okay, I'm going to jump into carousels or cheat sheet because, they look good and they get a lot of attention here on LinkedIn. Or, okay, I'm going to start a podcast or something. No, what you want to do is something you enjoy doing and something you are going to be able to do consistently for a period of time. And so for Justin Welsh, what you notice him do is he writes a lot. No matter what trends comes on, you always see him writing because that is what he loves. So you barely see him on videos. The reason he gets on videos at times is to share his story because the top funnel of this whole $10 million funnel is he attracts people into his world. And so he could choose to attract people into his world with his content, and sometimes he hops on podcast to share his story so he still get people interested or wanting to discover, okay, who's this guy? Going to check his profile. And so I moved back into here where I was trying to explain how you can do this with your own product. So you have something you have for sale over here, and what you want to do is you want to create demand for it. And so the way you create demand in like the free way is to put out content. And I was explaining that you need to choose a format that works best for you. Do you feel good or are you okay at writing? Are you okay at carousels or designs or videos? So my thing is videos. So I'm not really a great writer. So that is why I stick with videos. And so for Justin Welsh, what he's really good at is writing. And so you stick with that no matter what trends comes in. And so when you choose your format, what you want to do next is design your ICP because people start creating content and then they realize like, oh, this is not getting me leads or something because, they didn't put together who their ICP is and what their world is really about. So what you want to do is, this is a product I have for sale. Okay, why would someone pay to have this? So you look at the person that wants to pay to have this. What do they struggle with that my product help them solve? And what you want to do is you want to start writing out this problem, listing out their pain points and these things, what their world is really about, what they struggle with. And let me say you offer ghostwriting services. You're a ghostwriter. And so you help investors build their personal brand. And so why would an investor pay you? Probably because they don't know how to write content to attract people into their world. They don't have the right hooks. They really do not understand copywriting. They really do not understand storytelling. And so that is why they would pay you, so you could help them write. And so what you want to create content about now is how to do that, how to solve that problem. Because when you create those type of content, you attract this person into your world. You attract them into your world. Your world here is like your profile online, right? Your profile online. You attract them into your world because I see people get this a lot. They mix it up a lot. Content is traffic to your profile. Content is not just about building your brand or something. It's just like running paid ads. Content does the same thing. Content is the same effect. And so when you create content, mostly when you're creating the right type of content and you're speaking the right message, you're going to get your ICPs coming to your profile. And so what have you successfully done in that process? You've attracted them into your world. And so when you attract them into your world, the next thing you want to do is you want to nurture them. Because look at Justin Welsh, what he's been able to do is he's been able to not just attract people into his world, but create a system that fits the two type of buyers we have. I don't know if you know this, but there are two types of buyers in the market. So let me draw this together. So we have over here, we have the 97% of buyers in the market, and we have the 3% of buyers in the market. And so, the 3% of buyers that are ready to buy right now, they just need a trusted advisor or someone they believe or they know can help them get what they want. And so they will just buy. And so for the 97% of the market, they really struggle with deciding, okay, am I doing the wrong stuff? Am I to buy this right now? Do I really trust this person? Okay, I'm just getting to know this person. So they have a huge problem with deciding. And most of them they don't feel the pain enough to move or to change the situation. But for the 3%, they're ready to change right now. And so what he did is he created his feature section to serve those two type of people. And so he has his product over here for the 3% of the market that are ready to buy right now. Probably they have been consuming his content over time and they just want to buy. They just want to get into it. And then he has his newsletter over here for the 97% of the market, which is a huge chunk of the market because the thing I say people do wrong is they really only optimize their profile for one type of buyer, which is the 3% of buyers. And so when you optimize your profile that way, you lose a huge chunk of the market because most people are not ready to buy right now. They probably want to know you more. They probably want to see if you can help them for real before they can decide. So what you want to do is you want to optimize your profile to capture those two types of buyers. So you want to have something in your featured section that if someone that belongs to the 3% of the market comes to, they can work with you right now or they can buy. And you want to have something that the 97% of the market can get. And so for him, it's the newsletter. Now we want to focus because, the 3% of the market, we've already solved, what they're here for. We have the product to just come in and buy. So now we move down with the 97% of the market. If you notice, if you subscribe to Justin Welsh's newsletter, you'd see it is in the newsletter you're going to get like more juice into his world and his system, more, would I say, lessons and tutorials. And so what you want to do is you want to create, let's say, a free resource or something that's very valuable that would catch their attention, when they see it at first. So when you create that, probably if you're sending them to your newsletter, if you run a newsletter or your email, the emails you want to be sending out is to nurture them and share real value. You want to walk that person from the place that they just knew you and like they're not sure if you can help them, right? This is me trying to draw the person to a point where they trust you, right? To a point they're like, I'm going to go with this person. So what you want to be doing with the emails is you want to send raw value, something like not just, content is not too deep. Content is not too deep. It doesn't provide too much value. But what you want to do with your emails and your nurturing process is that you want to share so much value. You walk them through working with you, what is going to be like working with you. And so what he does in his newsletter is that he provides raw value. And also he invites them, hey, if you found this content or this newsletter valuable enough, you might like this product of mine. And so he has a lot of people that buy that. Why? He's been able to nurture them over time and show that he can help them solve this problem. And that's what you want to be doing with your nurturing process. One thing I say is people try, when they get people's email, they just start offering stuff. You do not just want to start offering stuff. You want to provide value. Give, give, give. Then ask. You don't just start by asking. And that is literally the system. I don't know if you were looking for something very complex. So, what you want to know above everything is you want to be consistent. Keep attracting your ICPs, keep attracting leads, keep nurturing them. Even if you've gotten them into your funnel, even if, let's say, you created a lead magnet and then you have a lot of people coming into your world, do not stop attracting them into your world. I've had calls with like tens of people with this system. And one thing I also notice, when I have calls with them or like having conversations with people, is that they tell me they have a way they attract, their ICPs into their world. They have a process they nurture, and they have a process they convert. But the thing is, what they have in place isn't really signing them clients. And when I dig deep into their system, is always that they have either of these not working well. And so it could either be the reason you're not signing clients from LinkedIn, probably if you have the system already in place, it could either be your attraction strategy is not put well, or your nurturing strategy is what's making you not sign clients, or your conversion strategy. And when I noticed that this was like a big problem, I created a free tool that could help you check which of them you're really struggling with. What you're going to be asked is questions. You're going to be asked 10 questions on your system on LinkedIn to know what's really holding you back from signing clients on LinkedIn. So you're going to be asked questions on your attraction strategy, your nurturing strategy, and your conversion strategy. And then you're going to get a detailed plan on what the problem is and what you can start doing now. To access that free tool, you can check the first comment on this video. I hope, explaining this all together, I have been able to help you understand how you can start signing clients now from LinkedIn. And on that one, I leave you with this piece.